I have to grow accustomed again to having cords following me. When I was speaking without the microphone, I didn't have to worry about them. I had a small accident just a few minutes ago. Damn near ripped the whole of you out of everything. The tripod tipped over the whole bit. But we set up everything all over again, and we're back up. The lesson of reflection today is on the moment of our death. This comes from a sermon of Pope Francis from last week. Advent prepares us to be reborn with Christ. But first we must consider our deaths in order to be prepared to be born with the Christ child in 23 days. Everything will end, but God will remain. And invite all of you faithful to reflect on the moment of your death. None of us knows exactly when our death, will happen. And indeed, we tend to put off that thought, believing ourselves eternal. But it is not so. We all have this weakness, this vulnerability. The vulnerability is something we all have in common. We all have equal invulnerability, and pointing that out at a certain point, this vulnerability leads us to death, and we turn to doctors or to psychologists in search of healing for our bodies or our minds so that we don't think about death. The Pope told how in his own country people would often pay for their own funerals in advance in the illusion of saving money for their families. But it came to light that some of these funeral companies were in fact just scams, and the trend ended. How many times are we cheated by an illusion, like the illusion of being eternal? The certainty of death is written in the Bible and in the Gospel, but the Lord always presents it to us as an encounter with Him, and accompanies it with the word hope. The Lord tells us to be prepared for the encounter, death as an encounter. It is He who comes to visit us. It is He who comes to take us by the hand and then takes us with Him across the veil. The Lord, the Pope said, will knock on each of our doors one day. Therefore, it is necessary to prepare well for that moment. My invitation to be ready for it. Think about death. Prepare for one another, and in order to be able to open the door with trust and confidence when the moment comes. Pray to God, saying, Lord, prepare my heart to die well, to die in peace, and to die with hope. For those of us who have faced death, as we live with terminal illness and have walked up to the door of death, or for those like myself who are spiritual guides, have the gift of sight, and we assist others to cross over, who did not reach out and take the hand of Christ at the time of death. I can tell you, when you are ready, if you are dying of a terminal illness, All you need do is open your hand, and Christ will take it. Or in your mind say, I'm ready. And even just move one finger as opening your hand. And the Lord will take it, and you will be gone. It is that simple. For those who do not accept the Lord's grace at that moment, your body does die, but your spirit wanders for a bit. And then someone like I will come and assist you across. But you do not go into the kingdom, but you wander for a bit, trying to find your way until your spirit is sorted on the other side of the veil. You will either be sorted up to the kingdom or down into darkness. But your spirit, during that time, is available for assistance. And those to whomever you are going will come and assist you. Everyone who has lived with a terminal illness and walked up to the door knows what it is like. We have prepared our hearts. Be ready. Prepare your human, this side, but prepare your spiritual side as well. And see my little friend? The animal kingdom need not prepare, for they all cross over. They are always ready. But we must prepare always. We must be prepared and have a clean heart. There we go. That's Claude. Peace be with you always. And Claude says the same. I shall see you tomorrow. So shall Claude. Hopefully you'll meet Spade soon.